do just that through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers, and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offer great pay, health, dental, and vision, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future, one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln, this is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Hour 1 of Old School is sponsored by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Tuesday. Welcome into Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman, and we're off and rolling.
Just some people, man, just can't get right.
We are helping you get right here on Old School. We got 3 hours of the show, 9 to noon. Thanks for dialing in. Beautiful day for football practice, Jay.
Man, it's hot. It was hot as Hades yesterday. I felt sorry for them. No, I didn't feel. I don't ever feel sorry that you got to go practice football or play football.
Because guess what? You've been through it, too.
Yep. So I don't feel sorry for him. But, yeah, that was probably the that's the first, first shock day. Thick, hot, humid. They're probably in the camp 3, 4, 5 days. They'll probably have the pads on or had the pads on. That's a practice where you have to use your imagination of I guess not even lie to yourself, but the imagination is like, all right, look, it's pressure packed when you get in there in the stadium, and you're going to be playing Maryland, the first conference game, and the intensity is probably be a little warm. Practice yesterday was a little warm, so you got to learn how to not just fight through it, but you got to don't have the mentality we want to survive. We got to try to strive in it, and you got to just focus on it. It would help you to focus on one play, one rep at a time. And you just keep stacking those reps with the right intention, and it'll definitely, do right.
Got a lot to get to here in the first hour and change of the show regarding Nebraska football. We'll switch gears to Nebraska volleyball, some big picture college basketball stuff as well. Big thanks to Graham Tire for their sponsorship of the show. Graham Tire celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most. We're diving into the defensive line here in hour 1. So starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Let us know if there's a name or two that you're interested in hearing about, talking about on that defensive line for Nebraska. 402-464-5685, the number if you'd like to be a part of the conversation. Interesting room, Jay. Obviously, we've talked a little bit at different points throughout the offseason about Nebraska moving from the 3 down to the 4 down. We obviously heard from Matt Rule yesterday saying, yeah, you know what? Even in the 3-3-5, we operated with 4 down, or at least 4 guys on the line of scrimmage a lot of the time. So it's not necessarily a big adjustment in that way for our guys. Some of the names, you know Winery, Lenhart, Van Poppel, and then there's a bunch of, okay, there's certainly spots open on the interior. I know they went and got a couple transfers in Stodmeyer and Whittington, but certainly there are reps available, right? Outside of, Winery's pass rush ability, Lenhart's steadiness, I think it's a pretty darn open position room.
Oh, for sure. I think, there's guys that they feel probably, and I'm not speaking for the coaches. I just been in this position before. And I guess before I even get into the answer, let's be honest, the way it goes in the pros, and I consider college football now closest thing to the pros than ever, majority of the roster, 85%, 90% is set. Now you leave that 10% of who can leapfrog into somebody else's reps or lose reps, or somebody becomes a clear-cut starter. Like, we talked about the running back room, and somebody can separate themselves with consistency over the 3 or 4 weeks of camp. And so as far as the defensive line goes, that's right there. You have guys that have played and the guys that they would, like and hope that would obviously continue to establish themselves as starters. So you're thinking like Van Poppel, Whittington, you're thinking Stodmeyer, you're thinking Sua as well. And I'm just talking interior. Then you got Williams Newary, who, has all the build and the potential of that's an NFL looking defensive end. Then you got Cam Lenhart. Then you have Jones that came from UCLA. And then you had Petchak that played as a freshman, and where does his improvement? So you have 4 guys, all have like different like skill sets, but all can add to that position. But you're going to need guys that are separate themselves and be consistent. And it's not just winning, your spot in camp or being out there like today when they say first team defense, because they're still trying to get the combinations right. It's like I always talk about imagination. And if there's another word for it or whatever, then come up with it. But I think you need to have the imagination of, I just don't want to be good enough here. I want to be able. I don't want to. First of all, if you're thinking about being a really good team, you need to be thinking about, I need to dominate practice. You need to be dominant here, then dominant in the game. I think sometimes over the last 8 to 10 years, maybe back to Nice Mike and maybe even before that, I think a lot of times people get caught up in this tidal wave of like, okay, I'm starting from Nebraska, I've done enough, and you kind of chill versus having that dominant mentality. And that's what the defensive line has to have. It has to be a collective effort of probably, I just named 8 guys, and I'm sure there's, a couple guys that, maybe I didn't include, but they have to start to separate themselves here in the next week or two.
That to me, Jay, is the value of stuff like the East-West game, of the Shrine Bowl. And I know those come like at the end of careers for seniors, and Senior Bowl obviously too, to where you measure yourself against some guys who are the best of the best from other schools. And obviously you have 12-ish opportunities to do that during the season. But it's number one, hard during, I think, preseason camp to do some of that if you're not internally motivated or driven like that, because, I'm the best on campus. I mean, big man on campus, big fish, small pond is a real thing, right? If you're dominating your position group, sometimes you can feel untouchable. Hey, look at me. I got this down. I'm good, which is where reality comes September 5th. And then, 13 weeks after that, throughout the course of the regular season. But it's also, I think, indicative of the lack of NFL talent on Nebraska's team. It's, hypothetically easier to dominate against guys that aren't going to the league necessarily. And that's where iron sharpens iron, that sort of concept. If you're dominating guys that are going to play, 2 seasons after they ride the bench for 2 seasons, then be done. Okay, good for you. You did it. That's baseline. But what did you really accomplish, right? Having more NFL caliber talent, or at least all conference caliber talent. And this isn't just a Nebraska thing, right? This is any program that wants to improve. That's why recruiting rankings to a degree matter. That's why that internal motivation that you talk about a lot clearly matters, because it's one thing to dominate in your setting, but then can you take it out and expand your reach, your reign, your domination against other people that, hey, have a pulse, that aren't just this. You got to dominate the scout team. Then you got to dominate the twos. Then you got to dominate Ohio, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the portal is so appealing to coaches, because you can go and see guys that has worked through that like gray area before and made plays at the college level, so they can piece together a team ideally more readily, quicker. And now you got to get them to be cohesive. And so, I mean, I think the D-line is just like the offensive line are going to be the tempo setters on their side of the ball, and they have to have the mentality that every day is a work day and everybody is going through it together. Everybody has things to prove. And let's just run down the defensive line individually, which actually just boils into them collectively. Like, so you have like Williams Nwaneri, right? You have, you're a former 5-star. I think he was a top 10 like recruit. And, you showed flashes, made it, the couple games where you showed up. Now, can you be consistent enough, and have you worked on the little things in a new defense with a really good young coach and Coach Manning, right? Can you live up to your potential? It's not really stat driven. It's more action driven and day-to-day maturity driven and discipline driven, right? Because once the discipline, along with motivation, which discipline will lead to more long stints of motivation, the plays will be made. There's no doubt about it. Then you have Whittington, right? Where you come from a team or a program that's known for defense and has done a good job, obviously, with Aaron Donald and so forth and so on. They had another defensive tackle that went to Notre Dame. So you're known for defense, right? So he was, I think, dinged up last year. Where are you now? Are you the player that has showed flashes, right? And can you do it in the Big Ten in a different type of brand of football with more physicality and bigger NFL offensive line? So that's what you have to prove.
Yeah.
Then you have Van Poppel, who came in and flashed as a freshman, redshirted last year, kind of, up and down playing the 3-man. And I think everybody was kind of maybe comparing him to Ty, and Ty has been in college 5 or 6 years or something like that. And he had really only been there 2.5 years. So can you live up to the potential, and you're playing in the system that's more suitable to you?
And that's another aspect of domination to me. Ty Robinson was a really good football player by the end of his career in Nebraska. And you'd say the same for Nash Hutmaker as well. I get it. It takes time to learn, grow, and develop. But to me, dominating is when you're in your 3rd year, maybe your 4th year. But if it takes you to your 5th and your 6th year to finally crack all conference, you're just bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah,
and again, that's fine. He took advantage of it.
There's truth to that, but then also you got to think they had players that he had to kind of like, Ty and those guys had to wait and play behind and play with. So
which is a true. I would quickly counter with, well, if you're that good, you pass him. And maybe it's frame, maybe it's putting on weight. And I get there's all that goes in.
Yeah, I mean, if you have somebody that's been in the system that's good and the system is different, you don't just pass them. Now, granted, if you're Ndamukong Suh, sure, but you got to think it took Ndamukong Suh a little while.
But isn't that the definition of dominant for a defensive tackle at Nebraska?
Yeah, but Ndamukong Suh didn't dominate from the beginning. Jason Peter redshirted, Grant redshirted. It takes 2, 3, 4 years sometimes. And sure, the COVID and stuff like that played into their, grown men.
Mm-hmm.
But they were going against other grown men as well.
Sure.
They faced 2 first-round picks and the guys that are going to get drafted this year that were on the Minnesota offensive line.
Yeah.
They faced Michigan, all those guys. So they weren't going against a bunch of high school kids. But what your point is 100% right. And then back to like Cam Linhart, you got to go from being he was probably more consistent last year, showed some versatility. Now we got to see some more pop plays and the consistency, along with Jones coming over, where he's coming for a bigger opportunity, and he's providing some leadership skills from a vocal standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, then you have a guy that, I got a text here from 1591. He's talking about Jeremiah Jones, who, maybe in the middle of the season, the end of the year, and if you might start seeing him, because if you go back and study his tape, his big plays, his splash plays, his plays that really jump out, even though he was a really good wide receiver prospect, were on the defensive side of the ball. Now he's just got to get back into it, right? Now he's got to get in the weight room. He's got to understand how important it is to bench press. So he's a guy that I would say, if I'm ever able to talk to him, I would say, listen, man, this is a phenomenal opportunity for you. You need to seek the advice of, obviously, all your coaching and guys that have played here to know how to play the position. Now, that's probably more of an off-season thing. But I'm saying during the season right now for you, since, you probably need to try to be a terror on special teams, because he could be a problem on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're in the season, you need to be, if they work out twice a week, I'm sure they do it more, but say they work out, let's say 3 times a week, they lift. You need to be 4 or 5 times, because you need to gain strength that you didn't have through your workouts when you're wide receiver.
You made your choice, you made your switch, now
Right.
you're playing catch up.
Well, yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that,
No,
because
no.
it was a joint decision.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a throwaway decision.
No.
So now to really maximize your opportunity, because what he has, nobody in that room has, which is like 4.4 speed at 230 pounds.
Mm-hmm. What's he got to get to get on the field, do you think? Consistently.
Well, I mean, he's just got to get. I mean, you got to think he's been running routes for 2 years, so he has to just. And then he played defensive end in high school, so you got to think this is like a redshirt year for him. But he has enough athletic ability and playmaking ability that he could just go out there and just make plays, because he's that good of an athlete. For him to be, 235, 40 with the length, defensive end. I mean, if you're trying to go from 225 to 255 in a year, you're crazy.
That's a lot. Yeah.
But you could work your way up, because I look at, because I've been in this position before.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it. I had to go through it during the spring, and then I had to be ready for the season. But if you can systematically and like consistently put on good weight, and you won't lose, you actually continue to be as quick and as strong and as fast, versus just dumping a whole bunch of weight on you.
Yeah.
Then you lose what's your best attribute, and so he's a guy that could be somebody that I always talk about, I played against Joey Porter when he was a wide receiver. participated in the combine with him when he went third round to the Steelers and made himself into, I think if some of the guys that have made the Hall of Fame over the last few years, then Joey Porter has every right to think he should be in there as well. So he's a borderline Hall of Famer. If not, he's one of the all-time Steeler greats as an outside linebacker and went on and had great career after the Steelers at the Dolphins and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
It can be done. Now, there's a lot of work and sacrifice and stuff that goes into it, but that's where Nebraska's at right now. Everybody's going through the same thing.
And that was
on the D-line.
Yeah, that's part of the question too, I think, though, is that position switch that he's making. He makes the switch. Mac Markway made the switch last year as well.
Yeah.
And two different situations. There's some similarities, right? Tight end has a lot of bodies in that room for Nebraska. Wide receiver has a lot of bodies in that room for Nebraska as well. Nebraska's not really gone out and done the transfer tight end thing like they have at the wide receiver position. You need more receivers typically than you do tight ends. But Markway's been coming off some injuries, just kind of popped onto campus from LSU randomly. And so I don't think it's an indictment necessarily of the state of Nebraska's defensive line that you have two guys switching positions over there. I think it's something that Matt Rule talked a lot about when he first got to Nebraska was, hey, we're going to find the best position for you. You might come in as X and then become Y, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think it does go back to, hey, there are two new guys in that room competing. And if you're a guy that's been in that room, and you see new play, hey, you tighten up.
Yeah, tighten up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different. You know what that's equivalent of? And not necessarily, but it is. And this isn't a new staff. I would say this. I had a really good year, my third year, and then we changed coaches in Buffalo, and Greg came in, and so we were a totally new defense. And then they drafted Corey Moore, who was an outside pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a college outside pass rusher. So I had to develop that part in my game, or at least have it some sort of an asset.
Mm-hmm.
But it does put you on notice when you're at home and you watch the draft. So that's where this is. Like these guys that went through spring, right? Say that room went through spring. And I think Mac, the announcement was in the spring, but he didn't really probably start doing it till the summer because I think he was still getting back healthy.
Yeah, the rehab.
So now you're in there and you like essentially they drafted two guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they look at it. And so, if I'm realistic as a player, I can't be saying, well, I've been here and all that. You got okay, these dudes got some athletic ability. Mac Markway looks the part as like a Big Ten defensive end.
6'4", 265 is what he's listed at.
And then you got Jeremiah Jones. He's a crazy athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Big body, 225 pounds. And so if he can if he can play with good technique, he can be a situational pass rusher or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in that room, the guys that are below the guys that I mentioned, in the first 8, if I'm in there, oh yeah, you better be put on notice. And you can't run from competition.
No.
You got to run to it. And that's what days like yesterday and hopefully today will provide the ability to run towards the fight. And, opportunity is there. The funny thing is this defensive line and every majority of the team, Calandier is going to start. You have a good idea for the offensive lineman, right? I mean, that's what Coach Rule said. Who's going to be the starting tight end. Probably Carter Nelson is going to be number 2. And Bonner's kind of be a little bit of everything. You kind of know the receivers, right? You could probably name your top 6 receivers, right?
Yeah.
And who the 3 starters are.
Mm-hmm.
Gilmer, Barney, and Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel safe for that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guys, right? Besides Owen Chandler, is going to start. Marshall's going to start.
McDougal.
McDougal, they assume that you'd like to see him earn it. So, okay, those 3. But all those other positions, it's a kind of a look-see into the season. It's tough sledding. It's a lot of competition. It's a raised level competition for a lot of these guys, but it's a tremendous amount of opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's what the team's going through.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tremendous amount of opportunity instead of oh man, we don't have, a surefire Owen Chambliss type of player at the other linebacker. We don't have a surefire nickel or this other field safety or corner and all that. I've been there. I got a text here from Raph talking about Jeremiah Jones. Grant was Grant Wistrom was Grant could tell you better, but I think he was 225, 230 his first year here. He had to work it. He was a rotational player. Now, granted, he started the next year, but he had to get in the weight room.
Mhm.
That's the same thing Jeremiah Jones has to do.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory his weight was always a problem. Always.
Mhm.
But he found a way to do it. Now, he was a really good player and had skills, but the mentality has to change. And everybody over there is go from like, oh, this is hard versus, man, this is a great opportunity and I can't wait to dominate this opportunity.
It's a little tweak, but it's an important one, meaningful one.
Well, it
in terms
makes
of
it
mindset.
easy. It makes it a little bit easier to not only deal with the days like today, but thrive in days like today or yesterday.
Hour one of Old School brought to you by Heartland and Nebraska Windows. Based out of Hallam, Nebraska, they offer free estimates, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland and Nebraska Windows, locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today for more info. You can do that at 402-430-3852. You can also visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Peeking through the window into the Nebraska football defensive line room. We'll keep the conversation rolling as we return to Old School. Send in some names you're interested in talking about, 402-464-5685. We'll do that when you get back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is your High School Minute.
This is Rudy Gress IV with your Southeast Community College High School Minute. In American Legion Baseball, Carpetland Baseball is the Central Plains Regional Champion in Class A for the second straight year. The Lincoln East Summer Squad beat Rapid City twice Sunday, both by a score of 5-1, to claim its third regional title in 4 years. In Class B, Nemaha Sports Construction won the American Legion State Championship Saturday, beating Central City 4-0. Local high school fall sports began practices today around the state, including football, volleyball, cross country, girls golf, boys tennis, and softball. Some headlines to follow this fall include: can Waverly repeat as Class B football state champions after beating Gretna East in last year's title game? Norris Volleyball is going for a three-peat, led by Husker commit Mallory Bosinger and TCU commit Kaylin Lotman. And Lincoln Southwest Softball is coming off its 5th Class A state championship and appear to be in the mix for number 6. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000. Or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at cobblecars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
New from Arbor Axe House comes Benny's Battle Barge, the mobile axe throwing adventure. Perfect for festivals, parties, fundraisers, and celebrations. Charter the barge at arbораxe.com or call Arbor Axe House at 402-802-9696. Arbor Axe House at the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rolling right along in hour one of Old School. Austin Norman, Jay Foreman with you. Big thanks to Heartland and Nebraska Windows for their sponsorship of hour one of the show. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Got some texts rolling in here. We can get to these as they come in. 0187 wants to know, Jay, what's a must-have for a linebacker to become a great linebacker?
Oh, that's a good question. A must-have. Well, you got to have a very unique mindset. Because you have to know what everybody's doing. That means you got to know every single position out there, in and out. You have to take care of everybody else's business first, like calling the plays, getting everybody in the right position. Then you got to make plays yourself. And so that's a unique mindset. It's a selfless mindset, but also you have to be a leader and a commander and a demander as well. Skill-wise, I think the biggest things are your hands and your eyes, hands, and feet. I mean, sure, you got to have it be a certain size and all that. I think if you play with good hands and good feet and have excellent eyes, you can make plays. The more that you're on your feet and stay off the ground, the more plays you'll make. The better that you're able to see things, and that comes from film study, the better player you'll be. Now, granted, you got to play with excellent leverage. You got to be violent with your hands. But I really think that your hands and feet are how you get paid. I would say slow feet, and slow feet don't eat. And you got to be – and so – and that's in pass coverage, run, or, obviously run plays or defending the run, and then obviously coming out of, and breaking on the ball.
Kansas Randy Nebraska's defensive line needs Willis McGahee to be a dude. Is he a man without a position? Has he found a home? What
I
do you,
like it. I
what do you
hope so.
envision
I
for
mean,
him?
I think he's had a really good summer. He's in better shape, so I think you want to see that athletic ability. I mean, I think he's a guy that is a legit 4.5 or low 4.6, and probably a legit 4.5 coming off the edge. We've seen him flash in his freshman year. Remember that?
Yep.
And so you want to see more of that on a consistent basis. And so, I think a lot of times with a young player like that, learning how to play in the Big Ten, multiple guys coming in, and they're kind of like potentially recruiting over you or whatever. You really just got to concentrate on the small things. And if I could give anybody like McGahee, Ochoa, or anybody like that, or anybody that you can, name, and it doesn't matter, the side of the ball that you're on. Obviously, day to day, continue to work on your craft, put in the extra work. But if you want to earn playing time, when Coach Brett Maher is in special teams meetings and those are the periods, dominate. Be an a-hole. Be the guy that sticks out where they got to tell you to slow down. Because the most important roster is the roster that gets on that plane. Because it's not going to change. If you are one of the top special teams guy, you will be at home and you will be on the road. Well, who's next up? Somebody gets gassed or somebody's not playing good, or you make plays on special teams. Oh, well, man, you know what? I like to see him, man. Austin Norman, he's doing a really good job. I think a lot of kids have it backwards, and I've been there. Trust me, I learned it as a rookie in Buffalo. You come in. And I remember John Hollisteck. He's a great teammate, one of the best teammates I ever had. He was a great mentor for me to come in and learn from, taught me the ropes. He was like, man, you just, right now, he's like, you're playing really good. He's like, pretty much him and Sam Cowher are going to start right now. And the position that I was in was they didn't think I was going to be there. So they drafted me because I was the best on the board. That doesn't guarantee you a spot. That guarantees you an opportunity. Yeah. So he's like, for you to make it on this team and make something happen, the kickback league is on how you're going to get their attention. And then your play will eventually knock a Joe Cummings and I think his name, Matt Brandenburg. I beat those guys out.
There's a reason we know your name and not theirs.
Well, eventually I was able to kind of shine through based on another opportunity late in the season. But I wouldn't have got it if I didn't do my special teams thing. Then I started to really enjoy and welcome special teams. That's where the security came from. There's an old saying. If you are on special teams as a starter and you say you have a so-so game, or say you're a starter defensively and you have a so-so game, you better make some plays on special teams. That'll make sure your check's still clear on that Monday. On that next week, that check is still, at
least it's the right size, still heavy enough.
Yes, sir. That check is still clear on that Monday.
Still checking.
Yep.
A lot of interesting names in the defensive line room. We obviously not going to go position by position, Jay, but I think you look at Sua Lefotu, name who's been floated quite a bit. Jordan Ochoa over the last couple of years. Again, that's another guy that the staff has been pretty darn high on. And then the one from last year, kind of the breakout player, Cade Petshop.
Yeah.
I want to see more from him, right? Came in, made a big play, I think, in the non-conference or early conference play. And then arguably, the rigors of Big Ten play caught up with him. But I think that Nebraska, for the most part, has done a pretty good job there on that defensive line of recruiting some of those young guys that have had some of those opportunities.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to get more on special teams, whether it's kick block or whatever it is. But I think those are three names that Nebraska's kind of been waiting for to break out.
Well, if you ever want to see something that they need to see, I mean, I think there's a picture out here somewhere that they have on kickoff return. Front line, me, Grant Wistrom, Jared Tomich, Aaron Penland, John Hess. Behind that, Tim Carpenter. I know Klester was there, and then we had our returners. My point is, if you're a defensive end, you can play special teams.
Yeah.
If you're a starter tight end, you can play special teams. If you're a starting wide receiver, you should be playing special teams. It will go through the test of time. You remember when I think Alabama and Georgia, when they were winning their national championships, their best players were playing special teams.
Yeah.
So for those guys,
Devontae Smith was a gunner.
Right. So those guys, you need to play. That's how you. And now, as far as play in your regular position, You want to see growth in that second year from Petchuk. You want to see Ochoa get his chance and then maximize those opportunities. You're going to get a 1 or 2, opportunity of a lifetime. It's your job to make that opportunity last a lifetime. And that lifetime could be based on just a little thing that you learned in practice, lead to big things in the game.
More text from the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line rolling in. Big B wants to know, Jay, what are the biggest ways nutrition has changed since you played? That seems like a huge part of adaptation and recovery.
Man, these dudes are lucky, man. I always tell the story. I talked about Jeremiah Charles.
Mm-hmm.
I had to gain weight, and everybody was like, man, you're great. I never forget Christian Peter and Larry Townsend, who was another defensive tackle, came up to me and he was like, man, Coach McBride says you're a good player, but man, you just need to get, get your weight up pretty much or something like that. And, my uncle was sending me this, they had Metrics. It was called Metrics. It was the first kind of like popular protein shakes because all you would do is go like to the bookstore and I'd buy like a, I don't know, weightlifting magazine just to see what they were taking, and that was it, Metrics. And so he sent me like some powdered milk because it was cheap, and then you put water and I'd have that. And then, he sent me money, and my dad sent me money where I could, I would not go out on Friday. And then I would stay in the dorms and eat like, pizza. I was just trying to put on weight anyhow. And then I would work out extra on the weekend. That was my deal. I didn't know anything about amino acids. Creatine came like later on in my career. Then that helped or whatever. But it was like, you don't want to like overdose on it because it's like water weight, right?
Then you turn into Darren Peterson.
Yeah. And it'd be water weight, and you would cramp or get diarrhea, so there was guys.
Which is worse, cramps or diarrhea for a football player?
Cramps.
Cramps?
In this time.
Okay.
So it was very like, at least in my mind, it was very like generic. We didn't know much. Now we had a great nutritionist in Dave Ellis where we were able to kind of change, diets and calories and stuff. So that was great. But as far as like the supplements and stuff protein shakes after, we didn't do any of that. So I didn't know anything about that till I got down to Houston. Now you got to think I'm 5 years as a pro. And I learned it from Eric Molds, who was sponsored by EAS or something like that. And he was just yoked up. So I learned it. And then I was sponsored by a company called Advocare, and they had it all set up for me, what I would have as soon as I wake up. Then I'd eat breakfast and all that. And that's how I was able to kind of be I would say I'm the same weight now, but I look significantly different, right? And that's what they're able
I can't tell. Pictures look the same.
No, trust me, I can't. But sometimes the mirror makes me think a lot different. Like, the more you keep staring at yourself, all the gray goes around and the muscles come back. But they have nutrition now where it's really, and they do a good job over there, and it's person by person. And so that's the advantage of coming to Nebraska. You have some of the things that other schools don't have, where you have a nutrition program and the support to, if you need to lean up, if you need to gain more muscle mass, or you need to work on your hydration, they have it all there for you. That's why, sometimes I get frustrated where these guys aren't taking advantage of it. And I think you kind of think, I wish I had that, especially in my position. Yeah. Now, as I got older and I kind of knew my body, then I could kind of, deal with that. But yeah, I think it plays a big role in these guys' success. And I think a lot of these guys know a lot more in high school, but I think when they come to college, it's definitely amped up.
Well, and there's such a difference too. Think about a couple guys that are new to that defensive line room. Jeremiah Jones trying to add weight, but at what rate is it best for him? How is he going to do it in a smart way, avoid injuries? Maybe like a Dylan Berryman coming in. Yeah. How do you reshape that 350? They don't really want to lose if that's going to be a guy that's going to anchor the middle of your defensive line. But how do you turn that, high school 350 into a college 315, 330, whatever it is.
And you don't want him to lose. You don't necessarily, it's not a mass thing. I mean, I think he's a really, really strong kid.
Yeah.
Like just naturally, some guys are just naturally just strong.
Yeah.
And built strong, like compact and strong. So you don't want to lose his best attribute. So you just kind of want to reshape it and then kind of get the, for him, it's just going to be the rate and the cardio and him just continue to push through it. Then he'll be just fine because this is a different intensity than he's used to. So that's why you have to be open communication on how to make it the best for the players, and it's going to be best for the team. And that's, what they do over there. And that's why it's a great opportunity.
This just in from Chiefs training camp yesterday. The Iowa Hawkeyes are still dirty. pulling off some cheap tits in training camp. Let's talk about that to wrap up Hour 1.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Moms already know. It's the one time all summer where everything comes together. The kids are happy. The food is incredible. And somewhere between the birthing pavilion and the drone show, your whole family is together in a way that's hard to find anymore. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring. Find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up hour one of Old School. Austin Orman, Jay Foreman with you. 402-464-5685 if you want to be a part of the show. Jay, Xavier Wankpa, all over Emmett Johnson. Let him have it. College rivalry continues in the pros.
Hey, man, listen. If he obviously couldn't tackle him in that last game.
Right.
Especially at that first half. Maybe gave him the dead leg and Ginsu's, sliced and diced him. And then he caught my boy Emmett slipping. Man. He got pistol whipped. He got. That's his probably, and you can't even say welcome to the NFL because the other guy Xavier is a rookie too, right?
Yeah.
So you just got, and there's, you always wonder what the scenario has been.
Mm-hmm.
Emmett's not a guy that pops off that much, so you know what I mean. So I don't think he was wolfing, kind of like all camp.
Yeah.
But I have an inclination and a feeling that he's been giving people the business probably since minicamp. And it's probably been in controlled environments. Minicamp, there's no pads, a couple times in pads, and maybe Emmett's, maybe they're in like half speed walkthrough and he's giving them business, and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And cutting back and, they're hyping him up and, they're hyping it up. And you get tired of it. And you're probably in part of camp, you're a little irritated or whatever.
Well, we're about to start getting to fight season.
And the Chiefs, and Andy Reid, under the rules, runs a physical camp.
Mm-hmm.
Always has, always will. And he got caught slipping. First of all, you cut back like that with defense pursuing. You actually probably got what you deserved because you needed to cut back and get back outside.
Mm-hmm.
You cut back and thought you was crossing over. This is not college anymore.
Yep. They're coming.
And you just got introduced to what could happen to you. And you would be asleep if it was a defensive lineman. But it's a lesson learned. And I always say,
now next time lower your shoulder.
Yeah, well, don't do that. Do not do that. You will get put to sleep permanently if you do that again by the wrong person. I'm just telling you. You go over there, you catch a swing pass, you make a guy miss, and you try to cut all the way back. You're asking for trouble.
I'm just talking about just that one right there with Wankpa.
But you can't put. His pads are too high.
I'm saying if he's going to hit you. You hit him back next time. That's the lesson to learn.
You got to get your get back.
That's all I'm saying. You can't do anything about it. The clip's out there. You got rocked. Now, next time you see Wankpa, you lower that shoulder.
Yeah,
you get him.
And if an offensive player got me, I can promise you, if we're in walkthrough or like any type of play, I'm finishing that play. From here on, like forever, I'm finishing against you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't trust you now.
Yeah.
Now.
And not even mad at Wankpa. I mean, you were talking about it last time on special teams, right? Be the guy they have to tell to slow down. He's trying to make the roster too.
Yeah, they're probably saying, "Hey, man, you need to chill out, man. Well, we're teammates here."
Mm-hmm.
But then it guarantees, like, I like him being physical. He's an Iowa safety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he's at on the depth chart, but
both guys are at third.
Yeah, we're going for checks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference that I think a lot of these kids don't understand. There are no friends when you get in training camp. You're going for money. You're going for opportunity. You're going for a spot. We can be friends and kick it all off season. We get in them white lines, I'm trying to tear your head off every single time. Now, I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm trying to tear your head off. When I went against Bryson, who's one of my best friends, we went at it. Now, we did it, like, respectfully. But
you still did it.
Yeah, we got a couple shoving matches and stuff. Accident, or something accidentally happens. And but, yeah, Emmett got. He got
rocked. It happened.
But like I said, if you play long enough and you play hard enough and you're really out there, you're going to get got. Everybody has. Will Shields pancake Ray Lewis on national TV when I think either Ray Lewis or Will Shields was mic'd up. I've gotten got before.
Who's the better guy to have mic'd up, Ray or Will?
Probably Ray. But Will gets it cracking though.
I think it was just last week you were telling us about you and Will Shields. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he gets it live. But yeah, Ray probably. Like I said, the dude from St. Louis, I still don't know who that dude is, man. Man, he hit me so hard, man. I mean, he hit me so hard.
He probably has people over his house and shows them that clip as they walk in.
Sure.
Hey, you know what I did?
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is who I am.
Yeah. And they's like, who's this dude? Luckily, I wore 56 in Houston, so and he hit me, man, so hard. You get got.
He's going for a check too.
Mm-hmm. It happens, man, and but it was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm sure if I'm telling him it, like, yeah, you got to even that score player.
Mm-hmm. Emmett Johnson right now even with Jaden Ott on the depth chart at third. It's Kenneth Walker, then it's Amari DeMercado, and then it's Jaden Ott.
And Jaden Ott is
Oklahoma Cal kid.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting because he had went to Oklahoma, and they expected him to start and have a big year, and there was something with the running back coach, and then he get invited to the Senior Bowl and did well enough. Did he get drafted? He went late, right?
I think it was late.
Yeah,
I think it was late
because Emmett went fifth. I think Emmett will beat him out. I think Emmett provides more. I'm assuming it's going to come down to special teams and return game. But Emmett, as far as what he's doing, Emmett's got a bright future. He's got
no, Ott was UDFA.
Yeah, so Emmett's just got to be just continue to work on his craft. He'd pop right back up. I'm glad he got up. You could tell his bell was rung a little bit. He
wasn't happening much in college.
Nah, he was a little caught by surprise. That's the same moves that everybody was excited about. I was like, I could see him. I was like, yeah, that ain't gonna work in the league. Like the spin moves, and then you dipping backing out, and that. Nah, you sleep by then.
Night. Talk to you next week.
And it's happened to the best of them. Where you're not getting, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you learn that way.
Yeah.
The stuff you got away with in high school won't work in college. The stuff you got away with in college, for the most part, doesn't work in the pros. And so you just got to adjust your game. And, Emmett's fine. He's had a great camp.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. And that battle will be something I look forward to seeing if Emmett gets him back. Because I guarantee you, when Emmett's got to look him up on the sideline, though. When he, say he's running on the sideline in 29, I got to go get him. I ain't running out of him. I got to go get him. Yeah.
Find him.
And then we'll see.
Yeah. We'll see what's coming up in hour 2 of Old School. Likely some Nebraska volleyball, some big picture college basketball stuff, some state of the Big Ten rivalries. Meant to get to that. We'll get into that. Plenty more throughout the course of the next 2 hours. As always, you can join the show 402-464-5685. Back with more Old School brought to you by Graham Tire right after this.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We're not living in some perfect TV land, the kind where the sun's always shining and life's what-ifs just don't exist. Here in Nebraska, we live in reality. We have unpredictable weather and risky moments that mean you need insurance protection you can trust. At Battle Creek Insurance Company, we protect you with flexible policies for home, auto, farm, and multi-peril crop insurance. Hometown service for all of life's what-ifs. Contact your local independent agent and ask about Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
If you like freedom freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Dana Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Dana Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Dana Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many.
Safe.
That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
This is your High School Minute.
This is Rudy Gress IV with your Southeast Community College High School Minute. In American Legion Baseball, Carpetland Baseball is the Central Plains Regional Champion in Class A for the second straight year. The Lincoln East Summer Squad beat Rapid City twice Sunday, both by a score of 5-1, to claim its third regional title in 4 years. In Class B, Nemaha Sports Construction won the American Legion State Championship Saturday, beating Central City 4-0. Local high school fall sports began practices today around the state, including football, volleyball, cross country, girls golf, boys tennis, and softball. Some headlines to follow this fall include, can Waverly repeat as Class B football state champions after beating Gretna East in last year's title game? Norris Volleyball is going for a three-peat led by Husker commit Mallory Bosinger and TCU commit Kaylin Lotman. And Lincoln Southwest Softball is coming off its 5th Class A state championship and appear to be in the mix for number 6. This has been your Southeast Community College High School Minute. Learn more today at southeast.edu with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts, answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, indeed. Welcome in hour 2 of Old School, brought to you by Graham Tire Company. Appreciate them, everything they do for us here at The Ticket. Appreciate all the great work they've done on my car, keeping it running smooth. You can check them out at any of their Lincoln locations or across the greater Midwest, where they've been proudly serving their neighbors for 75 years. We welcome in DP for hour 2 of Old School. DP, good morning.
Good morning, all.
Nebraska volleyball. Just heard from them, a week and a day ago in Chicago at Big Ten Volleyball Media Days, and some more Nebraska volleyball chatter to get to. We'll take your thoughts as well, as always, 402-464-5685. Who are some players you're interested in watching for? Maybe some players who were on the bench last year, any breakout players on your mind, and maybe your favorite game on the schedule as well. 402-464-5685 with that information, please. DP, the news, Nebraska volleyball voted preseason number 1 in the AVCA poll. 9th time in program history. Number 2 right behind them, Texas. So what does that mean? Number 1 versus number 2 in just under 3 weeks.
Yeah, again, preseason rankings don't really scratch my itch, but I understand the business that is, the hype business that has to happen to give people a reason to, circle the calendar, mark the date, set it aside. But volleyball fans don't need the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know the players, the star players in this country at this level. You know who they are, and there's 7 of them meeting in 3 weeks. So that's the part to see the players. The programs don't need hyping. Those are, even in volleyball, those are logo brands where folks know the quality of what's happening here makes you want to pay attention. You can trust the Nebraska brand when it comes to volleyball. You can trust the Texas brand when it comes to volleyball. So, and the coaches, you understand the work that's being done. The players are accessible. There seems to be a very high standard of work, and they're constantly showing the work, which is a little different from volleyball than some other sports. And again, shout out to Jalen Reyes for sharing on a weekly basis how hard the ladies that they're in this program work, how hard the coaches work to be at the. It's interesting. The players trying to be at the level that pleases the coaches, who are trying to work at a level that pleases the players. And there's a mutuality in standard that I've heard Jalen talk about. They cause their own friction. Good friction. There's good friction. Not all friction is good. But for them to challenge each other, to have the players challenge the coaches challenge the players challenging each other, and then the coaches challenging each other, all for the greater good. Okay, so what can we do better than we did it yesterday? What can we do? Are we working enough? Is the recovery good enough? Can we tweak the nutrition? Can we adjust schedules? And the same thing's happening at Texas. And there's certain programs where you have a pretty good idea that's happening. Wisconsin gives you a pretty good idea when you talk to their coach. Chef will let you know the work's being put in. Florida, they let you know the work's being put in. Pitt, Louisville, some boundary programs, Baylor, SMU, Texas A&M. So you get to hear volleyball programs tell you what they're doing, and then they show you what they're doing, which is a thing that some of the other sports should probably take note of.
Might be a down year for the Big Ten. Only 4 in the preseason top 10 and only 8 in the preseason top 25.
Only 8.
So
what do you do?
Schedule really lightens up for Nebraska this year. No,
what do you do? Is that what you is? I can tell you that's not what Harrison Arns and I saw. A deep conference.
Oh yeah.
A balanced conference in that there's no cakewalk city in this. I mean, listen, there are 18 amazing coaches in the Big Ten. We said it for football. Volleyball, I ready for this? That the Big Ten volleyball coaches are a step above the Big Ten football coaches. And that's pretty crazy, being that the last 3 national champions in the space. But the depth of it, that if you're in the bottom third of the Big Ten in volleyball, you're really good. And it's the thing that you say about the bottom third of the Big Ten football is that, woof, they're really good. Would you say that about basketball?
Maybe the bottom third -1.
Right?
Penn State might just be bad.
Have we figured out why?
They had a mini run of success. They had some pop-up years, but they've not been able to sustain. But DP, we've said the same thing about Nebraska basketball. There's no reason for Nebraska basketball to go through the doldrums that it did.
Amen.
You know, I've said that for going on a decade now.
Yeah,
and they're out of it. So
when you're constantly bad, it befuddles the mind. It absolutely. What's the line from Gladiator? I'm vexed. I'm terribly vexed.
Terribly vexed.
I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I like the idea that Big Ten volleyball and I don't know, chicken or egg. Nebraska volleyball, Big Ten volleyball is Nebraska volleyball, Big Ten volleyball is Big Ten volleyball, Nebraska. Like which brand?
So that's a fascinating thing we can dive into, because you remember the infamous Sports Illustrated Nebraska football cover, New Bullies of the Big Ten. That actually,
I don't. That's
sorry. You generally than listeners. I think you had Jared Crick on the cover of it and whatever, as Nebraska's joining the conference. I think that applies more to Nebraska volleyball and how they were able to come in and, dare I say, take over Penn State's conference. I think we gloss over how good Penn State was for a while there under Coach Rose. The titles they were winning. It was Stanford had its run. Penn State had its run. Texas was in there, and Nebraska, certainly was in that conversation as well. Nebraska and Penn State was the volleyball rivalry when Nebraska got to the Big Ten. And then what happened? Wisconsin said, nah, we're in this too. Minnesota said, hey, guess what? We're going to have our moment and stay good. And then as Penn State, I don't want to say they necessarily took a backseat. They wouldn't tell you that, but Penn State now has competition. They took a hit.
They fully took a hit.
Yeah. And then you've seen, just looking at the top preseason, top 25, you add into that mix Purdue. When does Purdue decide to get good at volleyball? When does Indiana decide to get good at volleyball? Then USC and Oregon come from the western wing of the conference to add depth, add flavor, add punch as well. And so I think it's too simplistic, and I think it ignores the history of Big Ten volleyball to say Nebraska came in and was the reason for change. But I think, at least from the outside looking in, the vibe was, oh, this is Penn State. They're so good. What are we going to do? Nebraska might have come in and given other Big Ten schools hope. Like, oh, wait, Penn State's not unassailable. Wait, we can build to this too. More models of success, more times you see high-level talent in the gym, the more you're going to learn what it takes to compete, and then to be willing to invest in volleyball, resources, time, effort, obviously personnel on and off the court. It's not just, Nebraska volleyball, but I think Nebraska volleyball has been a driving force behind the Big Ten's improvement.
Well, here's the thing. Somebody has to lead the entity into the next thing or next level, into the future. And the future, if done right, the future is forward and up. If the future is not, go back to Nebraska football, that leading into the future, sometimes you attach your horse to a donkey and you end up in a pit. Like that's.
You end up in the pit Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, by the way, 93.7 ticket, but different pit.
Well done to that particular project, right? But leadership should take you forward and up. It should not take you into idle, and it should not take you into reverse. It should not take you lower than you currently are. Nebraska volleyball did some things. One, in the way that the teams were being set up. Two, the standard of coaches, and again using some of those great legacies, the Jordan Larsons, et cetera, to stay connected to the program and add to it.
Yeah,
add to it, not take from it. The Big Ten had to follow. I mean, listen, every Big Ten volleyball program is measured by Nebraska's 90,000+.
Yeah.
Like you can't say we have the best fans in the Big Ten. Nobody else in the Big Ten.
Did you bring 92K to a game?
Right. Like you, what?
Are you selling out an 8,000 seat arena plus now?
The undefeated season, the undefeated regular season says in full, right? They're the target. Even at Big Ten media, those elite coaches and players were talking about Nebraska. We have to get Nebraska. We have to get it. We have to be at that level. They're not going to step down to us, so we got to step up to them. How about that? Where that's the proper standard that everybody knows in order to catch you. Now you know that it's possible because Nebraska did it to Penn State and Wisconsin, right? They knew.
Well, Nebraska did it to Penn State. Wisconsin did it to Nebraska. Nebraska just did it again to Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. Each program continues to get better because of one another.
Yeah.
And if you take the example of Indiana, that it shows you that there is a way for everybody. It's not just for big money. It's not just lightning in a bottle. You can figure out how to beat people.
Yeah.
At whatever your game is. Figure out how to beat them with whatever resources you have. And if you tell me that Mark Cuban money is the reason why Indiana football is Indiana football, then I would say, well, Nebraska has money too. So what's the problem? What's the problem? So all of it is it's a constant mirror that we get to hold up and say, this is okay. Nebraska football, here's the mirror. Nebraska volleyball, here's the mirror. Nebraska wrestling, here's the mirror. And you see yourself, and you have to like yourself. But then you do the thing that great people do and great situations do, which is, how can I make it better?
Yeah.
And as long as you remember that and you're honest when you stand in the mirror, you get real answers and you get better.
Absolutely. And I know you've talked about it. We've heard Jalen talk about it, Mandy, at times too. Those 2 points, right? There's a lot of 23-23. How do you get to 24 and 25 and win by 2 first? There's been a lot of conversation, DP, locally, nationally, regarding Nebraska volleyball, about everything that program's doing to push the sport forward to be that standard. And that's great in a big picture sense, but also it's the players, right? And I would love to know, more intricately, there you go, found the word, more intricately, the details of volleyball footwork, preparation, timing, all that stuff, because for as much as Nebraska volleyball is, growing the sport, pushing it forward is a huge national brand, I'd love to know and pick the players' brains. What are the specific skills they're working on to get better, to get those 2 points better? Because guess what? The season ended last year 2 points short in a 5th set after a marathon set. And there are ways that, these volleyball players can all improve to make sure that, hey, bowing out in the Elite Eight doesn't happen again, which is, again, still for, 150, 200, 300 programs, a really good year. For Nebraska volleyball, feels like there was something left on the table. And, if you're Bergen Riley, what does more consistency look like? If you're Andy Jackson, how do you add to the bag? Harper Murray, et cetera, on through the list. Eleni Choboy, how do you make your senior year the best year yet? Olivia Mauk, how do you step up? And I think there's ways for Nebraska volleyball, even these players. That's how the standard gets moved, is by Nebraska's players continuing to improve and putting on a better show as well.
Well, there's evidence, and when you go to, and again, a lot of folks aren't paying attention to the percentages. They can't. And they don't have the greatest understanding of what those percentages are. But in those details is where you get better, is where Nebraska gets better. They track them differently. The stats, it was funny talking to Jalen Reyes, that the numbers that jump out to fans aren't necessarily the ones that jump out to the coaches, because they recognize situation and circumstance. So certainly the stats against Wisconsin may look different than the ones against Pitt for a greater result. So you have to do that. And in the 2 points, if you don't think it's fatigue or lack of scheme or any of those things, then it's just driving yourself in everything you do to find the corners. What's the line from Al Pacino in the football movie, Any Given Day? It's a game of inches.
Yeah.
And those inches determine wins and legacy. So that's what happened for Nebraska volleyball, is that I'm not sure there's another college team that had the level of success that the Nebraska volleyball did, up to the point where they didn't have those 2 points. I mean, think about that. Yeah. You talk about Nebraska football against Miami and say, well, geez, you played a perfect season, and then whoops, one thing changes all that. And you can't change the one thing. You can change the fact that one thing became the thing.
The thing. Yeah.
There were other ways, there were other points that you could have won before you get to the final two. You could have extended the lead long before in the fifth set. You could have done something. As a matter of fact, you could have made it so you didn't get to the fifth set.
Could you, if you won, even though just won the fourth set, 27-25 as opposed to 37-35.
So the moment is the moment, but it doesn't change the story. The story had a greater storyline. And if you're the best player in the country, Bergen Raleigh, that's how you became the best player in the country. You found points that nobody else was finding, and then you need to find two more. Or I would imagine that the real deal is three more. Right? Because, we're not going to do just enough to win a national title. We want to be dominant, right? Because then that's a different level of arrogance. Winning the national title for Indiana is everything. But at Nebraska, you had to win it in 94, 95, and 97. Mad you didn't win it in 96. Terribly disappointed in 98. And 93, not for nothing. But, right?
Yeah.
So, as you evolve and the culture evolves, that's the cultural thing that says not only is great the standard, elite is the standard, and then consistently elite is a whole different standard. So that's what Nebraska volleyball, it's the burden that, that the crown provides, and you become the target and everybody gets you and people take their shots at you. Listen, that's still quite the year. For Nebraska volleyball, and I'm not sure that anybody would rather be anywhere else other than Nebraska. Even with the finish, I don't think Nebraska volleyball would change. You can't change all of that perfection because it didn't end right in one game.
Well, I think it's just a good reminder that nothing's guaranteed.
Hey, amen to that.
No matter how hard you work, no matter how talented you were or you are, it's not promised. It's not guaranteed. It's something I know you've said. I know Jay says it all the time, is the only thing that's promised is the work. The only way you're going to achieve the goal is if you do the work. But doing the work isn't itself a goal, because only one team, at each level ends up happy at the end of the year. And it's good perspective to keep.
There's only one. There's only one. And everybody will tell you that they're doing the work. Everybody will tell you that they have the players. Everybody will tell you they have the resources. The reality is only one leaves happy and satisfied. There's only one Seattle Seahawk. There's only one New York Knicks. Ask OKC. Ask any other team in the NBA. As a matter of fact, why did Philly move so hard? New York.
Yeah.
New York.
But I think to your point as well, DP, everyone would take Nebraska's success up to that point. I think that also speaks to the culture and Nebraska's standing. They didn't lose transfers. They don't lose transfers. And I think having that perspective, you think about someone like Skylar Pierce, who's barely played. She's still around. Campbell Flynn, who normally might be her time. 97% of the other programs, still around, still here. And I think
they didn't this year. Let's be clear. There's some folks, there are a lot of folks at Big Ten Media with Nebraska connections, and you have to say, but you're doing it in the best. You're consistently who you are. And if you're consistently striving for the best, quite frankly, there's not room for everybody elite at the top level of an elite team. If it's individual sport, okay, the top team gets the best 12 players and nobody else has a shot. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So quite frankly, you could be the 18th best player and have a spot on Nebraska's roster where the 7th best player does not. And that's just the way it works.
Sports, the nature of it. Let's keep the Nebraska volleyball hour rolling as we continue here on Old School. Let's talk about some of those under the radar players. The big names. Who are some other players that could step up into depth roles, maybe take a starting job potentially? We'll talk about the players on Nebraska volleyball for this upcoming season when we get back to Old School Hour 2.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress.
Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Looking for a fun way to give back? Join us for the 2026 Kicks for Kids Nebraska Fun Run Walk, presented by Pinnacle Bank, on Saturday, August 22nd at James Arthur Vineyard. Enjoy a scenic 5K through beautiful grounds. Every step helps provide shoes to kids in Lincoln and Lancaster County schools, with options for adults, wine included, and kids. Registration fees include a t-shirt, medal, and bag. Sign up today and make a difference at kicksforkidsnebraska.org.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
The crack of the bat, sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many. Safe. That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish. No mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Austin Norman, DP, with you. Thanks to Schwezo Construction for their partnership with us here at Old School and with The Ticket. Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Schwezo's hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work, as well as a team that has your back both on and off the job site. Apply today at Schwezo.com. 40-plus years strong in business. Schwezo Construction. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. Your picks for breakout players for Nebraska volleyball coming up here in this 2026 season. DP, when you heard from Danny Busboom Kelly, Andy Jackson, Bergen, Riley at Media Days, did they mention any of those players that they thought might be primed for a breakout year?
Well, here's the thing. The way they talk about it is this. It's not breakout when the work is being done anyway. Like they know that the first group on the court isn't better than the second group on the court. They just know it. They face them every day. They demand it. And listen, if you're trying to win a national title, you don't need cotton candy at your practice. You need iron.
Yeah.
And so they push and shout. As a matter of fact, if somebody's not playing up to standard against them, it's noted. Like, because it shows up. If the best player in the country is picking on you at practice, you either have to get better or you get gone. And a lot of people do. They just go, look, and this ain't for me. In any other place, Olivia Mount is on the poster. Lainey Choboy is on the poster. She's the it girl, right? Because she's the it girl anyway, even among stars. That's how you know you have a deep, valuable locker room, because there are people who put in the work, their energy, absolute plugins, right? But they're not the star, they're not the feature, they're not the key attacker. But guess what? Nebraska's so good that when you game plan against them, you have to look at Lainey Choboy and figure out, how do we negate some of this? How do we get a point or two against her? Where is she vulnerable? And you have to think about it. Keone Williams should be, again, opening day, front of the ticket, right? That player.
Yeah.
That's going to come. As it did for everybody who's a star player. You have to remember, Merritt Beeson and Lexi Rodriguez aren't here anymore.
It's true.
These young ladies played behind them and played next to them until they were ready to lead. That's what happens in the space. I don't know if we understand that Andy Jackson is the personality that will drive. She is the force. The motor and the fuel is Bergen Riley. But
Andy's the gas pedal.
She's the boom. She's the boom. Harper Murray is the best player in the country. Bergen is the most valuable player in the country, the most cheered player in the country. But Harper's the most famous. And it wasn't given, it was earned. But Andy Jackson is when you talk about other coaches standing in the Big Ten and Andy walks in and you see the heads turn, Andy gets the head turn because it's, what are we going to do about this? And it's the sizing. It's when Ohio State walks in the room, Northwestern's head turns. Like, that's what we're talking about. It's that Campbell Flynn was the one. Virginia Adriano, that is a pros pro. Is a pros pro. If she was the first person out of the tunnel for Nebraska volleyball, we should feel pretty good about the results that we're going to follow. She's not.
Right.
She's not.
She's where? Fourth in the pecking order?
I was trying to think of it. She's Kevin Durant to that old Thunder team where everybody was there, or the Golden State team, right? Where you had Steph and Clay and Draymond and KD.
Now they had this one.
Yeah. The long supernatural one that we don't have answers for how they play the game, because she plays a European attack style with American fundamentals. Right? She's
so who's Iguodala then?
Right.
Lainey Olivia? Who
100%, right? That's what we're talking about. Like, it's kind of not fair until you watch Texas walk in the building, or you watch Wisconsin walk in the building, or you watch Penn State. And Penn State is so angry. Listen.
For a team that just won the title 2 years ago.
You gave a dog a bone. They are not happy with the state of affairs and what's going on. And they're not happy with their standing. How dare you take our place? How dare you stand where we stand? How dare you? And all the while, they are loading up. I mean, there are people that who've been in the Nebraska program that know there's some small things that can be done. But do you know whether it's going to work this year?
Luckily for Nebraska, it's going to have some opportunities to find out, especially early, of course, under the lights. And, what would it be, 2 weeks from Thursday? You got number 17, Florida. Go out to Vegas, that number 1 versus number 2 match against Texas coming up on the 30th. You have a solid South Dakota State squad. You get an improving Missouri squad in the Big Ten SEC Challenge out at Wrigley. You get Baylor, preseason top 25 team. You host Creighton in the middle of September. You host North Carolina in the middle of September as well. And then, by the way, you have the Big Ten. You go to Penn State in the second weekend of Big Ten play. That's top 10 team. You have a 2-game road weekend then. It's Penn State to Maryland, on the road again at Indiana. 3-game road stretch there. Your reward for coming home is number 6 Indiana right before you head back on the road to Northwestern. 1-day prep for top 10 Purdue. And that's just mid-October.
They know that they're everybody's best shot. They're everybody's best shot.
But it doesn't seem like it wears on them. It feels like they're comfortable in that role.
Well, if you are who you are, if you've done the work already, well, come on. Come on.
Let's see it.
Listen, not for nothing. The mantra at this station is that we don't have competitors. We're just competing for us. Like, we prep for us. We set our own standards. We're not doing what everybody else is doing. They're now trying to figure out what we're doing to do what we're doing, not knowing. Well, we do this every day. We built for this. You playing catch up, and you're playing catch up to what we were doing 2 years ago. That's the advantage, but that's standard. That's culture. All of those things. And again, to have a Jalen Reyes sitting first chair, don't miss that part. Don't miss that part, because that is a brilliant young man. That is a brilliant young man. He's going to yell at me for calling him a young man. But
we have this text that we have to address every year, but because it keeps popping up, we will address it until we stop getting it. 8356 says, question for you two. I watched the Husker volleyball team play, and then I see Love Volleyball or Supernovas playing. I think the Huskers could beat them. What are your thoughts?
No. Fair enough. No.
Nah. The Nebraska's really good. That's not to take anything away from that program. But not every single one of them is a pro right now. Not every single one of them is a grown-up right now.
Who's excelling at that level, at the Love Volleyball or Supernovas level? No. Listen, there are folks Lexi couldn't beat out in year 1 and 2. She couldn't beat out the Supernovas or Love Volleyball's libero.
Yeah.
Merritt Beeson had to bounce. She wasn't the best player in Atlanta. She was third best player in Atlanta. Like, hey, real talk. Now, as they evolve into it, I mean, Jordan Larson, was she the best player in Love Volleyball? That part.
Maybe.
That part. No.
Maybe.
Most greatest legend.
Yeah.
There are players.
Had a run at the end of the year.
There are players.
There are.
So, would Nebraska beat Love Volleyball Supernovas? No. It would be fun to watch. It would be fun to watch.
I'm sure they'll do a scrimmage at some point. It
would be fun to watch, but let me tell you. And again, we were talking about Andy Jackson as being one of one
in college.
In college, there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch. Take them down to Atlanta and let them play against the Vibe one night and watch some girls go, wait a minute, we got the penthouse. Yeah, but we're stellar. we're up in the sky. Like, I understand you're living in the penthouse, but we're stars. Like, we're at a different place. Not yet, young lady, not yet.
You have to take the elevator up to your penthouse. We land on our helicopter on the top of the roof and walk down a flight of stairs.
It is there is a purposeful difference. And mind you, I don't think the exhibition ever happens. There's no value in it. Listen, if you said to me, you want to raise enough money for all of NIL, all volleyball NIL for the next 10 years, go back to Memorial Stadium and put Nebraska versus Love Volleyball versus Supernovas, and they all play each other in
triangular.
So Nebraska plays Supernovas, Nebraska plays Love Volleyball plays Supernovas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much money would you make?
How fun would it be too if you mix the teams up? Put the rosters in.
Oh no, that's a later thing. That's a later thing that you can do. But if you said we're going to put on for the 20,000 that show up at CHI for the Supernovas and the 10,000, 15,000 that show up for Nebraska, put them at Memorial Stadium and invite every young volleyball player and coach. That's a better show and a better night than what you had for the 90,000.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
But are you willing to take the exhibition risk that what if it goes horribly wrong and Nebraska destroys the pros? But the money would go to the pros.
Yeah.
And the money would go to Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
For the $3 million, $4 million they made that night, walked away with that night.
Yeah.
It would pay for Nebraska volleyball the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right?
Be at least a good start, if not.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, again, I'm giving
free up
away
the operating budget a little bit.
Listen, I apologize for giving away another $1 million idea, but it makes all the sense in the world to me.
They're right there.
It makes all the sense. But if you put it at PBA, you're limited to the capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same group.
Yeah.
I want everybody who loves volleyball in the state of Nebraska there.
Well, yes, it's the vertical integration versus the horizontal integration.
I want it all.
Mm-hmm.
I want 90,000, and I want TV, and I want several. I mean, remember, we don't even remember who played in the game before Nebraska. We don't remember the opponent for Nebraska.
Well,
yeah,
Omaha, but
but
Nebraska comes to mind.
Not the Supernovas.
No.
Are you telling me that Nebraska and Omaha drew better than Nebraska versus the Supernovas? Not on any planet I've ever been on.
To this point, it drew better. You haven't seen the other one.
Not in any. Now, Bill and Bennett, he says you could have these matches at PBA, and they would sell out, but then you would have to do a series of matches. So then night one, it's what I would, again, the lineup becomes I almost have to do a lottery. Night one, it's Nebraska versus Love. Night two, it's Nebraska versus Supernovas. Night three, it's Supernovas versus Love. And then night four,
Red versus White.
It's Red versus White and the alumni and the all-stars of Love, Supernovas, Nebraska. So you make 4 nights to get to the same 100,000 or 90,000 that you would have got in one night at Memorial Stadium. So I would rather pay the expense and the labor one night than 4. But that's just me. That's just me.
We'll go ahead and wrap up hour 2 of Old School next. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
The crack of the bat. Sizzling concessions. Yeah, that's the sound of summer at Haymarket Park. It's been that way for 25 seasons. And in this city, it's not a matter of if you'll catch a game, it's how many.
Safe.
That's because there's always something in play for Salt Dogs fans. From saluting our troops to Friday night fireworks, your local tradition plays on. Let's show summer how Lincoln celebrates 25 seasons. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that First person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. Joining me in a few moments is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, I would like to share something with you, something that I think is very important for you. By now, most people in Lincoln know that Honda of Lincoln is a great place to buy or lease a new Honda. What most people don't know is Honda of Lincoln is also a great place to sell your car, too. Now I'd like to bring on Andy to tell you more about it.
Thanks, Charlie.
Andy, everyone knows you will trade for all makes and models, but can you tell our listeners about buying their car, whether they get a new vehicle or not?
I sure will, Charlie. It's a win-win for both of us. We need more quality used cars, and if anyone needs to sell a car, we will pay them top dollar. It's really just that simple. When they stop by the dealership, just mention to someone they would like to sell their car, and within minutes, we will have them an offer.
Experience the best Honda of Lincoln, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket.
That's right. Welcome back in as we wrap up hour 2 of Old School. Full hour to go on the other side here of the 11 o'clock hour. Taking up to your lunch break. Big thank you to the folks at Buffalo Wings and Rings for helping sponsor the show. A handful of times a week, we give you a chance to win $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings. Come back tomorrow for your next chance to win at this time. We'll have some trivia lined up for you. DP, we went through the roster. We went through the schedule for Nebraska volleyball. You talk about the lineup of coaches as well. Obviously, Jalen Ray is in here Tuesday nights, doing a great job. Appreciate him coming in as well. I think a lot of Husker fans would have preferred to have seen a ring on the finger in the last handful of years. But there's something to be said for striving, for attaining and achieving something that it's been a decade, going on a decade since Nebraska won its last title. It'll be the 10th season, 9-season drought right now. And so for a program that has a bunch of the best players, for a program that's won, more games or about as many games as anyone in the country, to still have something to chase, it's kind of healthy. That's normal. I'm glad there's something out there for him to go get.
Well, that fan deserving of another title thing, the players are fully vested. Like they're not trying to not win a title. They're not trying to, they're playing, they're working their tails off and they're making decisions, good decisions on a regular basis. The title is always the pursuit. And that's a wonderful thing to even be in proximity of it. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. When they say trust the process, I need to allow this program to be great as it is. Winning the title is the result of all the work and the accumulation before that. I don't care that it's been 10 years. That's how football became football. You got in trouble by thinking that way. That's entitlement and privilege. Stop. It doesn't matter. Let this elite group of young ladies do the work, battle, get their thing, be present in it. Can't look back and go, well, we should have won one over the last 10 years. No, you shouldn't have. No, you shouldn't have. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. So just it's okay to finish second. It's okay to finish fourth. It's okay to finish sixth. I had this conversation with Mark Manning. You're going to bang your head through the wall because you can't beat Penn State. Well, think of all the programs that will stop competing and fans who will stop fanning because they couldn't beat Nebraska back in the day. Mm-hmm. It's just a weird sort of mental place for me.
I just think it's interesting, too, because it's not the first time Nebraska volleyball's been through this, right? They win the title in the mid-'90s, go through, again, with a little bit of a drought, and then they get one again with Cook in his first year, then again, mid-2000s, and then had a rediscovery stretch as well. And then, hey, mid-2010s come up, Nebraska wins 15, Nebraska wins 17. Kind of the life cycle this program has been, they've been knocking on the door, and then they'll break through again. To see that reinvention, between those periods of when they've won the titles, that's been interesting to watch, for the last 30 years.
Well, I mean, this is a different group than the Lexi Rodriguez, different group than again, it's college sports. So they're not here forever. So it's a cycle and a window, and you get through the window. And when you can find yourself constantly in an elite space, no matter who's on your roster, just celebrate that. I don't understand. It's okay to just celebrate being really good because most of the people talking about them not winning titles have never won titles. They don't know what it takes. They don't know what it takes. They don't know what it takes to win, to go undefeated in the Big Ten. How many people do you know actually know what it takes? The amount of work put in to go undefeated in the Big Ten in any sport. Mm-hmm. You just did it.
Back-to-back Big Ten titles.
Everything else is, man, it's irrelevant. The positive eyes is that they went through an entire Big Ten schedule undefeated. Mm-hmm. And they didn't achieve the grand dime. But that's fine too. Because they're in a pool with every other school except one. Okay. Back at it. Not accepting it. We think we can do better. We'll work to get better. I can applaud the whole time that they work to get better.
We'll move on to hour 3 of Old School. You mentioned college athletes aren't around forever. Well, college basketball coaches might beg to differ. Dan Hurley, Tom Izzo have some comments they've made recently on the state of college basketball. I think it's worth diving into. We'll do that as we roll into hour 3 of the show.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where Maintain X comes in. Maintain X catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000, or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2 for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers. Black shirts, answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes, indeed. Welcome in hour 3 of the show. Thanks for dialing us up, whether you are looking forward to lunch, whether you are on an early lunch meeting, whatever it is. Thanks for having 93.7 The Ticket on. I'm Austin. He's DP. You can be a part of the show, 402-464-5685 if you'd like, on our starter, Heyman Jewelers text line. With a big tip of the cap, a big thank you to Graham Tire Company for sponsoring Old School, celebrating 75 years of serving the Midwest. More than just tires, they do all kinds of car and light truck repairs, too. From brakes to oil changes, trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I have firsthand experience. Graham Tire has gotten me in and out in about half an hour for oil changes. Cars running smoothly. They do quick work. They do it well. You can pop over on your lunch break even. So shout out the good folks at Graham Tire. Reverse shout out. I don't know. We're going to talk about, at the very least, what Dan Hurley and Tom Izzo have had to say on the state of college basketball. Two of the guys who are at the forefront in their own way in college basketball. And it's been part of a series to some degree. Dan Hurley was at summer practice for UConn and was asked about it. And so this is from a couple different outlets. But here's Dan Hurley on the state of college basketball, but more specifically DP, coaches in college basketball, coaches' mindsets. Here's the UConn head man.
For me, it's just we have meetings with compliance, and compliance says that something is illegal and we can't do it, or a player is ineligible based on the rules. And again, like, our reaction as a university is not, let's go find a lawyer in Wilmantic or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the rules are, okay, this player is ineligible. So, like, I guess the part of it, there's all different components to what's happening right now, and whether we're going to get something done congressionally or with the, from a government standpoint or whatever, or collective bargaining. We can't go on the way we're going on like this. And we could get into what's good for the athletes, what's truly best for the student athletes, because it's these players, but then you also have kids in high school that get affected by this. So there are people that end up losing. You can't act like it's not a victimless situation. I mean, there are kids that are 17, 18 years old that potentially may lose out on opportunities, so it's not victimless. There's also, at some point you got to care about the sport, and especially if the sport has given you a lot. If you're a coach and the sport's given you a lot, it's like doing things to hurt the sport so that you can win a little bit more. I think you got to be able to look in the mirror on that, especially if the sport's given you a lot already.
How do you react to that from Dan Hurley, DP?
Coach Dan Hurley. Here's my thing. The great minds in sports, the great minds at the top of sports, at whatever level you're at, have a responsibility to speak the truth. And it's not truth to power, it's truth to all.
Just truth is truth.
Right? Not truth to power, that I don't have to swing uphill, right? I don't have to swing up. I don't have to chin check the giant. I don't have to punch down. Mm-hmm. I simply can say, as we're doing this, what's good. With an acknowledgement, truthfully, that if you're a high school player, if you're not good enough to play where you think you're good enough to play, you won't. Mm-hmm. If you're a fifth-year senior that wants to occupy the space because you love the game and you want to play, that's different than if you're a fifth-year senior that wants to play because you're not going to go pro. You can make some money while you're still at college, and you do that. But ultimately, who controls all of this?
Guys picking the rosters.
The guys picking the rosters. These coaches, these administrators, the adults in the room have control of everything that's happening in this space. All the conversations, as he said, they have the meeting and they say, okay, from a legal standpoint, this is what we can and cannot do. What was next is, while you're in the meeting, ask the next question, which is this enough? Is this right? What do we want to do as the collective group? Because quite frankly, anytime that group of coaches gets together in a room, it's the most powerful force in college basketball. Mm-hmm. Now, Mind you, not every coach in the Power Four is in that room. There are some dudes in that room. In his particular case, as they said, 6 tournaments in a row, 3 of the past 6 Final Fours, right? That he's going to be listened to. He has success and he cares. So you'll listen. Now, I would love to know who else is in the meetings. What do they agree on and not agree on? What's the vote that happens after the law is passed? Because I would still need to ask, who initiated this thing? This senior year, this 5th year, who initiated that? Think it was coaches? Probably not.
No. Well, so that's just the difference. I mean, yes and no, because I think in terms of initiating the 5th year, I think there are a lot of coaches who are generally in favor of it because we've seen college basketball, college football too, skew older. Coaches like veterans. They like guys they can trust. They don't want to have to always do the legwork with the freshmen. They'd rather a lot of coaches
just said. But what about the high school
that's
kids?
what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying most of them. Right? There's a bunch of them that want hey, this guy's old. I don't have to do the fundamental. I don't have to instill all that little stuff, which then goes back to, I think, Dan Hurley's thing. If the game's giving you this much, what do you give back to the game? It's the teaching. It's the instilling. And so I would say who gave the 5th year? It's the courts, right?
Who asked the courts to hear this?
It's been a lot of the players, right? Saying, hey, why can't we have, 5 years of eligibility?
So the kids are telling the adults what they want.
Well, I think the kids were pushing for it. Their lawyers were as well. And coaches.
Which kids? 5th year kids or high school kids?
I think both. I think there's both because
high school kids want access to the next
to
thing.
it.
That's the priority for them. We want our chance. Not that we aren't good enough no, they want to be able to get in the room where it happens. The 5th year folks don't want those young players in the room because that removes them from a spot. Eligibility matters.
It does matter.
So,
and I think the high school kids will ultimately be okay with it because they know that, hey, even if I get to this level, now I have that extra year tacked on.
But not if you're not in the room.
Not to begin with.
Not to begin with. Getting in the room
is the deal.
Is the whole thing. The hardest thing of all of this. It's not the 4th year guy, the 5th year guy staying in the room. It's getting in the room in the first place. That's the great weeding system for athletics. Is the different. There's whatever the 98% of high school student athletes who never get to play in college.
Yeah.
Right. Some of it's because they're not good enough. Some of it's because academics weren't a priority. Some of it is that they're just done. But there's some that are caught in this great little vacuum of being good enough athletically and academically, but there's just no room.
That want to, that's shown potential,
right?
And production.
Could help a program, certainly could help them over 5 years. Yes, then they tell you, go to JUCO, go to go to the IMG Academy where you get the extra year in a different sort of way, right? Different levels of eligibility, go to a charter program, go to do all those things other than do the one thing that you want to do the most and have 5th year players and the coaches. When the coach says, I got to beat Kentucky. I don't have time to develop a high schooler. Well, first of all, that high schooler ain't going to help you beat Kentucky anyways. if it's borderline, it's not what it does.
Yeah,
it's the walk-on program at University of Nebraska. They can't help you till they can help you. They can't help you as a freshman walk on.
Yeah.
They'll help you as a junior who walked on and got the work and got smarter. So the adults have to say, here's what the ultimate goal is for us. And speak to and for those young people that rely on them on a daily basis. Coach, look out for us, right? If Dan Hurley wants the best 12 players that he can have at UConn, is he taking a high school player? In most cases, the answer is no.
Rarely. That's why there's like 2 guys a year in most high school recruiting classes at this point.
It's a beast. But again, as you say, give back to the thing that loves you and plant a seed. Like, you could pull the whole crop, but if you don't replant, at some point you run out.
Well, and it sounded to me too like Dan Hurley. I think he said a lot of right stuff there and looking out for the kids. It's a zero-sum game. It's not victimless. But there's also some, I don't know if resignation's the right word, but almost like everyone else is doing it. Is it what's the cost of taking the principled stand? I mean, I asked Troy Dannon a little bit about that when we talked to him at Matt Talbot too. It's like, hey, Troy, you see all this stuff going on, and at some point, when do you athletic directors get, and again, I'm paraphrasing, go back and find it from Give to Lincoln Day. Like at some point, can't you athletic directors, can't you coaches just say, we don't like this, we're not going to do it? Troy Dannon's answer was, well, that's great in theory, but we don't know who you can trust. We don't know who's going to uphold the gentleman's agreement, who's not going to. And bottom line, our objective is to win. That's what we're measured on more than anything. So doing the right thing is great.
But every problem in college athletics has been, will be, is adults who aren't honorable and can't be trusted. If everybody signs the agreement and agrees in the agreement that here's what's best and here's what all of us are going to do.
What we are going to do.
Not what we are going to do.
The rest of you are
not what we say we're going to do. Not what we're going to do behind closed doors. None of that. The problem is those are the problems. The adults, it's never the kids. It's never the kids.
Mm-hmm.
The kids are just mimicking and mirroring what they see from the adults. Those attitudes and philosophies about money, transparency, transfer, fluidity, development, otherwise. No, they're saying, quite frankly, no. You made me work for a thing that I should have been given. So the first chance I get to flip the script on you, I'm going to make you pay. I'm going to make you pay, and I'm going to go to the person who said all along, hey, man, they're not giving you enough, right? They're not giving you enough. You're better than that. You deserve to be a starter. You deserve more money in your bank account. You deserve more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait, we helped develop you. We helped build it. We should reap this benefit
reward
together.
Mm-hmm.
And the adults in the room constantly cheat on each other. They constantly go behind each other's backs. They constantly remove their own standards. And that's the problem. And Coach Hurley said it.
About
friend of yours?
Not that I recognize.
There we go.
Necessarily. And then from Tom Izzo, he was asked, what concerns him the most, what worries him the most. Tom Izzo told 24/7 Sports, the lack of camaraderie with coaches and players. Coaches used to do stuff for the betterment of the game, and now we've become like players. Everybody's selfish. We don't look at what's best for the game. We look at what's best for us. The people I was brought up with, it was all about what was best for the game. We were guardians of the game. I don't think it's that way anymore. That worries me.
He's dead on. And then it's kind of the point I was just making. In my time sitting next to Coach John Thompson from Georgetown, he would often talk about the Big East and its evolution, its growth, that Lou Carnesecca and company, they would get together before the season. They would get together several times in the offseason, have dinner, and just talk. They knew who was recruiting who. They knew who had who returning. They knew who had the best deals. A lot of the shoe deals and television deals were set up in those dinners, right? That Raleigh Massimino and Jim Boeheim sitting in a room, young Pitino, right? Young Carlissimo, that you're sitting in these rooms and you're being honest, and you can't BS. You can't BS the pros. Right? You can't BS the pros. In those rooms, your brothers know. You can't say, I need to do this, because your people will tell you, no, you want to do that. There's a difference. That's what happened. And once they got greedy, once they saw what was happening at Georgetown and Villanova winning titles, and well, at some point UConn says, I'm not standing down anymore. Now I'm going to fight you back, and I'm going to take some shortcuts. And that's what happened. St. John's, that's what happened. Then you start seeing the scandals, and then you start seeing the backbiting. And it's a great 30 for 30 that tells the story of the Big East, the rise and fall of the Big East. Because the Big East now makes more money than that Big East, which is a whole other documentary. But what the Big East was then was the best thing in college athletics. And then greed took over and turned it into something else. That's what we're dealing with.
I like a lot of what Izzo and Hurley had to say. The one thing that stands out to me from Izzo, coaches used to just do stuff for the betterment of the game. Now we've become like players. Everybody's selfish. I think I go back to what you said a couple answers ago. Where did the players learn that? And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying if you're going to bemoan the transfer portal, which Tom Izzo then went on to do in the back half of the quote, well, did they learn? Do coaches always leave when their contracts are up? Do coaches always get fired or not renewed when their contracts are up? Again, you go back to the adults breaking the contracts. Where do you think players learn to do that? And if you're Tom Izzo, you want to think about betterment of the game. You want to think about being a guardian of the game, what's best for the game. Tom Izzo earned the privilege to be able to do that. He was a good enough coach at Michigan State to maintain his job. He was a good enough coach at Michigan State to turn down offers from the NBA. You can say that, in the early stages of his career at UConn for Dan Hurley. You can say that about, Roy Williams maybe at two schools. You can say that about Bill Self being at Kansas for a while, Coach K, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There it seems like there comes a point, DP, where a coach is settled enough at his university that he can do that. But for a while, as an early coach, as a young coach, you're just getting there. You have to win. You have to establish yourself. And you can do both things at once. But you get the reputation for being a guardian of the game, for doing what's best for the game when you have success doing it the right way.
All of the coaches you just mentioned walked into a program that had a legend that preceded them. Tom Izzo isn't the guy at Michigan State. It's Judd Heathcote. And he showed the way. How do you get an Irving Magic Johnson to stay home? You got to do that. You got to learn how to manage that. You got to learn. Dean Smith set the path for Roy Williams. All of those things had to be done. Gary Williams relied on Lefty Driesell. Through all of these things, right? All the coaches that went through UCLA, John Wooden's still the guy. He's still the guy that's standard. And John Wooden figured out some things. He didn't necessarily walk the straight line. John Wooden said, tell me what I can't do, and that shows me what I can do. That's what all of this is. Yeah. The problem isn't when you're working within the boundary set. It's when you're just simply you're ignoring the boundary. And that's where the real problem is.
Well, not doing wrong is not the same as doing good.
Well, we say that there are things that have been legal, but that weren't necessarily good things to do. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
That's college athletics. And that the students are saying, listen, if you tell a student, listen, if you don't do the work this year, I'm probably going to move on without you. How many players hear that in their college career? I know I did. I had it. Listen, you can tell me I had a 4-year scholarship. I had a year-to-year deal, bro. That's it. If I didn't do everything that I was supposed to do or needed to do or promised to do, I didn't get to keep the offer. And I knew that. But I also knew that if that coach got a better offer, and he did, and he bailed, I was SOL, man. I'm just flapping in the wind. And that's what – okay, well then that's what we're doing. If we're not being loyal in full, and that's a Joe Gibbs thing, loyal in full, that if everybody involved simply isn't loyal in full to the absolute mission, whether it's the mission of your program, your team, your family, your community, your school, your conference, your league, if you're not loyal to that whole thing in full, you're going to hurt it.
Yeah.
You're going to hurt it. And if a bunch of people aren't loyal to it in a pool, those are called snakes. And it becomes a snake pit. And that's what it's become, because everybody is fending for themselves. Everybody's trying to climb to the top. Crabs in the barrel on one side, snakes in a pit on the other.
And I think there's something to, planting the seed of the tree whose shade you'll never sit under. That's much easier said than done, because I don't want to talk out of both sides of my mouth, but I think both things can be true. Is that Tom Izzo, I think, has earned the privilege to say stuff like that about being a guardian of the game. He's done it the right way, winning all his games. But that's also no excuse for a young coach, a first-time coach in a bigger job, whatever it is, to take a shortcut and say, well, I want to do what's good for the game, but I got to win. I got to be here. I got to get tenure.
If you're Krzyzewski at Duke, you better figure it out, because they're coming at your head.
After your head, right? Absolutely.
If you're Coach Osborne and they're coming after your head because you had a legend in front of you, you do what you have to do to keep the job. Now, again, standard and character says I'm going to do it the right way. I'm simply going to outwork the rules and the boundary.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. That's not, I mean,
but whether it's sports, whether it's politics, business, whatever it is, I think it's an easy trap to fall into. I'm the one that can fix this, and you need some of that ego, that athletic arrogance we talk about.
Did the Patriots shortcut?
Of course they did.
That's how you become a dynasty. You're willing to do the thing. Did Michigan figure out all of a sudden how to beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten and win a national title?
They did.
Did they do it in the straight path or the curve?
A little crooked.
Little curvy.
Wide and crooked.
Little curvy.
Let's go ahead and go to break over at the bottom of the hour. We'll be back with the last half an hour of Old School next on 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Looking for the right utility tractor for your acreage? Find it at Landmark Implement. Shop our selection of used John Deere compact tractors from 1 through 5 series with the power and versatility to track mowing, yard work, snow removal, and more. For a limited time, get 2.9% financing for 36 months, followed by 6.2% for 24 months with approved credit. We've got the right fit for your property and your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or visit us online at landmarkimp.com today and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish. No mess, done in a day, and cost effective. it looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
You plan everything, the schedules, the meals, the activities. But at the Nebraska State Fair, you don't have to plan a thing. Baby animals, fair food, rides, free entertainment, and 11 days of memories your kids will never forget. You just have to show up. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It is Old School. Austin Norman, Deep Peak with you. Final half an hour of the show here on a Taco Tuesday. Excited to see what our friends at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina are cooking up. Appreciate them down there in the Haymarket. Check them out if you're in the area. Obviously, check them out all fall long as we turn to football season, all winter long.
We have a starter in Minnesota.
We have a starter in Minnesota?
We have the Minnesota Vikings have named their starting quarterback.
Is he referred to as Pocket Hercules?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Pocket Hercules.
Sir. Yes, sir. With the job.
Are you in on the does Kyler Murray need a redemption arc, or is this a fresh start? How are we describing Kyler Murray in Minnesota?
Kyler Murray is one of the 25 best quarterbacks in the world. Why are we validating Kyler Murray? He's proven he's pretty good football player, pretty good athlete. Right? He can play baseball if that was his thing. The Cardinals didn't give him what was needed, so off to Minnesota. And there's a guy that was standing at the doorway to kind of block the way, but didn't work. Kyler was too shifty.
You think Kyler just went through the wickets, or did he go around?
Yeah, full nutmeg. Yep. Man, it was right through the legs. Yeah, I mean, which that if this happened, that one of those elite receivers said, "Hey, coach, I want that guy. Give me that guy. That guy is my guy." I don't have the Kyler Murray venom that some people do. Kyler Murray has flaws.
Who doesn't?
But I don't think his height is the real problem. The fact that if you're not studying, or know how to study, that's a full thing for me, because that's a fixable thing. And maybe there's somebody. Maybe it's JJ. Maybe Jefferson gets him in the film study room. Like maybe that's it. But whatever it is, he plays it with some zest. Yeah, he makes mistakes, but okay.
Eric says you're wrong for calling him one of the top 25 quarterbacks in the world.
He is. Why is that wrong? It's the truth.
Says you're wrong for that, not saying you're wrong.
Why? What's wrong about it?
I don't see an issue with it. It's true.
We could say top 20. We can say top 15. You can say top 15 and still have an argument.
An argument.
Yeah, but here's the thing. After the top
10? Out of the top 8?
Top 8, it doesn't matter.
Top 8?
Like the season is built on, again, it's all the conversation we had about volleyball, where it's about champions or not. And then the intention to be champion or not, or the work to be champion or not. Are you legitimately doing a thing? And do we think the Minnesota Vikings are immediate contenders for the Super Bowl championship? No. But is this a step towards it? Yes. Right? Because you need a quarterback in the space. Yeah, you've made several decisions because there's a guy that you had ownership of, and he ended up winning a Super Bowl last year without you.
That's I think the next topic of conversation. How long term of a partnership do we think this is? Do we think that Kyler's the guy for the foreseeable future in Minnesota, or is this Minnesota doomed to repeat its same mistakes where we like him, we don't love him?
Let's go through the list. Go through the list. I mean, you can start with Randall Cunningham replacing. They brought in any variety of starting quarterbacks. If you talk about Favre being the guy,
all right, how far
Randall
back do you want to go?
Cunningham go back to Randall. You can go back all the way to those days of Dante Culpepper, Randall Cunningham. There's a legion of guys.
So we can start with Fran.
Yep.
Fran Tarkenton.
Yep.
A little bit of a break with a Joe Cap and Gary Cuozo.
Well,
back to Fran.
Cuozo was legit. Joe Cap was the hero. Joe Cap was the Super Bowl I want to say he was the first Vikings Super Bowl starter.
Would have been 67, 68, 69 for him.
Yes, with them playing the Chiefs. So he loses to the Chiefs, not Fran Tarkenton.
Gotcha.
Tarkenton took the losses in the 70s.
Yes.
But Joe Cap and Minnesota loved Joe Cap. So
then you go to Tommy Kramer.
Yes.
Kramer,
good run, couldn't get over the hump.
Right. Into Wade Wilson, who takes Tommy Kramer's job.
Couldn't get over the hump. Very good.
Rich Gannon,
who, again, couldn't get it done there, but got it done for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm. Into 1 year of Jim McMahon.
Oh, sir, what a mistake that was.
Into 3 years of Warren Moon. Well, 2.5 years of Warren Moon.
A great run.
Mm-hmm.
A great run.
Into 21 games of Brad Johnson.
Loved the longest neck in all of pro football.
Into Randall Cunningham.
Yes.
Into the Jeff George Randall Cunningham timeshare.
Yes.
Into Dante Culpepper.
Yes.
Back into Brad Johnson.
Yes.
Into Tavares Jackson, Kelly Holcomb, and Brooks Bollinger.
We call that the dark ages.
Into Gus Farad and Tavares Jackson.
Attaboy, Gussie! Attaboy.
Into the 2 Favre years. Into Christian Ponder. Into Teddy Two Gloves. Into Sam Bradford. Into Case Keenum.
Christian Ponder experiment.
10 games of Ponder and 6 starts for Donovan McNabb in 2011.
This is watch Viking fan hold their nose when you bring up Christian Ponder.
2012, he gets all 16 starts. 2013, it's Ponder, Matt Castle, Josh Freeman.
You gave Matt Castle a shot. Bravo, Minnesota.
Dan from Canopy, Jeff George was the Viking GOAT. What a magic arm.
No, he wasn't. Jeff George wasn't anybody's GOAT.
Dan, we love you, but come on,
Jeff
Dan.
George wasn't anybody's GOAT. Not even in college.
It was Mama George's GOAT, right?
Not even that.
Oh, Craig is saying no. It's Steve Grogan with the longest neck in NFL.
Fair, Craig. Fair. They are the Mount Rushmore of long necks, especially amongst quarterbacks. Yeah, Brad Johnson was all Adam's apple. Like I don't know how it just Steve Grogan covered his up.
And then you get the Kirk Cousins run into Sam Darnold for a year, J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Max Brosman.
Look. At some point, we need to do a full study on how in the heaven is it possible that the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills have still not managed to win a Super Bowl. And listen to me.
Okay, gut reaction. I'll give you a 3-2-1. More surprising lack of a Super Bowl. 3-2-1.
Vikings, because the Vikings, listen, you had dudes, man. I like the Buffalo defense in that era. It was not the Purple People Eaters.
You don't have a blue Buffalo Wing Eaters defense, right?
No, I don't. That even the secondary,
even the K gun.
Was it that was Dante Culpepper that led that undefeated 15-1 run, right? Was that Culpepper or Moon?
The 15-1
that lost on the missed field goal by Gary Anderson, and the Dirty Birds end up going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's a great question. Let me see here.
Who was that quarterback that year?
Vikings 15-1 season would have been in 98 with Randall Cunningham.
So that team was legit, and part of my issue with field goal kickers. Make the kick, bro. Make the kick. And forced us all to have to learn the Dirty Bird dance. Forced us all. It's two things. One, if you make me do the electric slide, I'm going to fight you.
Okay.
2, the fact that there's an entire Olympics ruined by the Macarena, and then we had to learn the Dirty Bird. Like, just stop it enough with all of it. It was just make the kick. The Vikings go to the Super Bowl. As a matter of fact, I think there would be favorites that year with that Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Steve Jordan group, Robert Smith as the tailback.
Yeah.
But no, we can't have nice things. We got Jamal Anderson and the Dirty Birds. Oh.
While we're on it, let's just go through the Bills starting quarterback history. From the time they get to the NFL, from the AFL. Their first starting quarterback, Dennis Shaw.
Wow.
Into Joe Ferguson.
Buffalo. Okay, so Shaw. I'm trying to find the most basic quarterback we could, like, if you said who's the most basic quarterback, Bob Shaw was a great man. And yes, one of the, as at the time, one of the best 16 best quarterbacks in the world. But my goodness gracious. Okay, Shaw,
Joe
Ferguson, the Razorback. A great run, several Pro Bowls in Ferguson's run.
Okay.
But his main talent was handing the ball to Orenthal James Simpson.
1985 was the year before Jim Kelly came to town. Can you name the two starting quarterbacks for the Bills?
85, I would say that they dunked the pool. They went to LA and got James Harris.
It was Bruce Matheson with 7 starts. The man that started the majority of the games, 9 of them, Vince Ferragamo.
When in the 70s did James Harris start for Buffalo?
In the 70s, that would have been a 71. He started 2 games in 71.
Okay. So I knew
in
that.
1 game in 69 in the AFL.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Black quarterback.
Yep.
Again, he and Marlon Briscoe both finding their way in
There you
Buffalo to get starts. But yeah, and then Joe Ferguson, and then that was a run. Okay, who was after that?
Okay, so then it's Kelly.
All
through the 80s.
Kelly run
in the 90s.
Yes.
Into Todd Collins.
Wow.
And Alex Van Pelt.
Did you man, were you that tired of Jim Kelly drinking beer that you went and got Todd Collins and Alex Van Pelt?
Into Flutie Flakes, as Jay would call him, and Rob Johnson.
Oh, man.
Into cast-off Drew Bledsoe.
If you want to watch Jay's skin change color, bring up the Flutie Rob Johnson around him.
Oh, it's every couple weeks here, DP. Trust me. Oh, yeah.
His skin tone changes colors. Like, there's a draining and then a flushing that happens.
You go from that era into cast-off Drew Bledsoe for 3 years. Into J.P. Losman and Kelly Holcomb.
Man. The fact that Tommy Armstrong was not an NFL quarterback, but J.P. Losman was.
Okay.
Crimes against that's crimes against humanity.
J.P. Losman or Trent Edwards?
Oh. Worse than Bad Ranch. What is that?
Then you get to the 4-year Ryan Fitzpatrick experiment, the first go around.
Oh, listen, has who's the greater fix, Chase Daniel or Ryan Fitzpatrick? Who's gotten more from less?
Oh, Fitzpatrick. I mean, Chase Daniel at least went to a real school. Ryan, he went to at least a football school. Ryan Fitzpatrick went to a school.
Yeah, but he learned marketing.
I suppose.
He went to the Ivy League and learned marketing and branding.
2013, 3 players start a game at quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. One of them was their draft choice, EJ Manuel. The guy that started 5 games.
Where's EJ Manuel right now?
I have no idea. I don't know if EJ knows where EJ is right now. The other 2 players to start for the Buffalo Bills in 2013, Thad Lewis and Jeff Toole.
I'm sorry, Buffalo fans. My bad. I now understand why you were so Josh Allen, because you went through your divorce, your post
post-Kelly divorce.
They were married to Jim Kelly. So they had, stuff you got to deal with. You're invited to all the cool things. You never get to take the crown home. Okay, fine. You then got divorced and went through some bad dating. That was terrible dating in Buffalo. And then you finally get Josh Allen shows up. It's your second wife. You're well done. Like, I understand now. I understand.
Dan from Canopy in the 9239 take us back to the Vince Ferragamo one.
Yes.
Apparently, Bruce Matheson, also a Nebraska guy.
A Husker or a Nebraska guy?
He did play college football for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Did he play?
Must not have. Let's see.
How good did you have to be to have your backup who never played where you were play in the NFL? That's a whole lot of, that's some good living.
Okay, Bruce. Okay, here's the bio from Huskers.com.
Yes.
From Superior, Wisconsin.
Okay.
1980, let's see here, 1981. Matheson lettered as reserved and had a fine showing versus Kansas State and Oklahoma State. 1982 senior. Matheson was the hero of the Huskers' 23-19 win over Missouri. In 82, he came off the bench when starter Turner Gill suffered a concussion, went 5 of 10 passing for 35 yards and rushed for 37 more, including the game-winning 16-yard touchdown. Bruce had the longest touchdown pass of the season to Ricky C. Simmons versus New Mexico State with 61 yards. He passed for 182 yards and rushed 105 more as a senior.
Dan says T.O. said he'd be in the NFL. T.O.'s smarter than all of us, so if that's what he said, amen, brother.
As a 10th round selection of the San Diego Chargers.
Matheson. Let's get the jersey.
Bruce Matheson sent us a jersey, 1040 O Street.
Oh, man.
We're on the corner. We'll go to break to wrap up the show.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
Remember your first Salt Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop in Eustis, Cozad, Grand Island, Kearney, Lexington, and Lincoln.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I could call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
You plan everything, the schedules, the meals, the activities. But at the Nebraska State Fair, you don't have to plan a thing. Baby animals, fair food, rides, free entertainment, and 11 days of memories your kids will never forget. You just have to show up. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrapping up an Old School Tuesday. Austin Orman DP with you. Big thanks to Graham Tire for their sponsorship of the show. Big thanks to the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line for being a part of things. As always, love to hear from the rest of you. DP, we'll get to some more Bruce Matheson stuff here in just a moment. But from the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, Bones wants to know, which is worse, Dirty Bird dance or Super Bowl shuffle?
Oh, Dirty Bird. Super Bowl shuffle is epic. 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 This is Steve.
This is Steve. Really?
And the Punky QB.
Yeah, tend to agree.
Listen. It's both of those have their own space, but nothing, and I mean nothing, gives me the giggles like the Los Angeles Rams in their heyday creating a video and a rap song called Ram It. And literally, that's most of the lyric.
Ram it.
Ram it.
Did that come out of their days in Los Angeles or their days in St. Louis?
Los Angeles.
Oh, no.
And the video, it's Eric Dixon, full Jerry curl. They are getting after Jackie Slater.
You mentioned the name Eric Dickerson and the hairstyle Jerry curl, which is when I take this opportunity to remind you that the Foreman half of this show was rocking the Eric Dickerson Jerry curl back in high school.
Never forgive.
Never forget.
Never forgive. The forgetting part, I'm never... Zero chance I can forget. I'm also never forgiving that you conceded that you did that. Like, bro.
He said it live on air.
One of the things I'm proudest about. Two things. Never been in jail. Never rocked a Jerry curl. And I had the afro for it. I had the facial structure for it. Never did it. Never
did it.
Listen,
Never succumbed.
Got in the chair
for the good of the game.
Got in the chair. My sisters were like, "Let's go. Let's do it. It'll look good." And I was just like, got in the chair. I pushed up out of that chair. I kicked out like I was CM Punk fighting for the title. I kicked out and ran down the street. Not going to happen. Jay Foreman, we deserve better.
One order of business, and then we will get through to more Bruce Matheson to wrap up the show. Your NFL and NBA Christmas Day slates are out, DP. We knew the NFL, but with LeBron making his decision, the NBA is starting to drip feed us the content. So your Christmas Day looks like this. At noon, Spurs and Knicks. 1 o'clock, Packers at Bears. 2:30, Heat at Celtics. 4:30, Bills at Broncos. 5 o'clock, Sixers at Lakers. I believe these are Eastern times, by the way. 8 o'clock, Thunder at Timberwolves. 8:15, Rams at Seahawks. And 10:30, Nuggets at Warriors.
I'm in. A full, to tell us that the Knicks and Sixers are going to open up against each other is, tell me more. But to think that lineup in a full day, is the NFL going that day?
Yeah, NFL's got the triple header: Packers, Bears, Bills, Broncos, Rams, Seahawks.
Which thing do you think you're going to look most forward to?
The sappy answer is the look on my child's face when he opens his Christmas presents.
But then
the look on my wife's face as she opens her Christmas presents.
But then,
dare I say Spurs Knicks?
It's okay.
I think, okay, so pecking order for me: Spurs Knicks, Rams Seahawks, Packers Bears.
Fair.
Gold, silver, bronze.
Fair.
Yourself?
The last football game of the day, because it will test my want to. It's never Lions. it's never Lions or Cowboys. Whatever the other game is, that's my favorite game.
The other one.
Yeah.
Bone says, what about Jerry Rice's midlife crisis cornrows?
Yeah, that was a full thing. He really had a problem with that.
But he's the GOAT. Does he get away with it? Does he get a pass because he's Jerry? No passes.
No. Well, everybody that got the cornrows when you got them, because I was a cornrow guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in full. That was how I got the fullness of my afro, was to cornroll it.
Gotcha.
And then comb it out. So I understand that part of it. But Jerry went through a ton of hair. Like, you could do a whole series on the different hairstyles of Jerry Rice. Just Jerry Rice alone. Because he went through high top fade, poodle. He did a French poodle version at some point. He did a curl, like a single curl. Yeah, Jerry Rice could give you the full range of what you can do with African American hair.
Bill and Bennett has a we got to get out of here. We got to get to Adam Kirk at this point. Bill and Bennett has a question. 0159. I'm not sure where they are. And Raph continues to put me in the doghouse for dogging on the Broncos. Raph, your booze mean nothing to me. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Yeah, right.
That's where it's at.
Yeah, Doug Williams.
It's not my fault that John
Williams.
Elway has no morals and decided to play football instead of for the Kansas City Royals. His loss.
Doug Williams. Well, he turned down the Yankees first.
But he turned down the Royals second. Yeah, he got a second chance at it and still said he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
And these were the good Royals. These weren't even the bad Royals.
It's Elway. It's Elway.
Can't spell Elway without L. And don't tell me there's a W in there as well. You can't spell it without L. We're leaving it there. This is Old School. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 9.
At Schweezel Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwizo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000. Or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Salt Mine City is your go-to brewery in the Haymarket for craft beers and great food. Enjoy a full menu of great items daily for lunch and dinner, like their Big Fatty 7-ounce hamburger or a Reuben sandwich served on Blackstone rye bread. And don't forget their beef or chicken nachos with guacamole, sour cream, jalapenos, and more. Wash it down with one of their 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager. Salt Mine City, now open 2 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 11 a.m. Friday through Sunday at 8th and R.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. At A1 Automotive, we believe every vehicle has a purpose, and every customer does too. That's why we focus on dependable repairs, honest recommendations, and exceptional speed in service. Our goal is simple: to help you travel confidently and safely wherever life takes you. A1 Automotive, driven by purpose, built on trust. You can visit us online, a1autolincoln.com, or visit us at either of our 3 locations, 5110 State Hill Drive, 1117 L Street here in Lincoln, and our newest location, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.